Alright guys, so today I'm going to be promoting two fanfictions, one that's already out and one that is soon to be out, which I'll probably be promoting again in the near future. Anyway, so the two fanfictions are both revolving around Star versus the Forces of Evil. One is from my good friend Alexander Anayas, subscribe to him if you haven't already, and as well as Jason Voorhees 2011, that's the one that's soon to be out, also subscribe to him if you haven't already. Both really awesome guys. And yeah, these are two fanfictions that I've helped co-plot, and yeah, I've been working ideas with the two guys, so as always, I like to promote their work because they're good friends of mine. You know, I always like to help a brother out. Anyway, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, let's talk about the fanfiction that's already out, done by my friend Alexander Anayas. And this fanfiction is called A Ricktastic Star Venture. If you haven't guessed already, it's a Star vs. the Forces of Evil and Rick and Morty crossover. Yeah, it is literally that. And it's actually kind of funny because because Alex and I were chatting one night, and he said, "You know what? I watched a lot of Star vs. and Rick and Morty, and I want to do a crossover." So we talked about ideas and all that, and I actually came up with the whole plot, like how they meet, the storyline behind it, the villains, everything. And yeah, I don't think I'll be writing any of this, but yeah, I will be giving. I did give out a lot of ideas for the story, and Alex really dug a lot of the ideas. It's actually kind of funny because he said, yeah, do you have any idea? He was talking, he's like, I really want to do a Star vs. the Forces of Evil and Rick and Morty crossover. I was like, I want to see you do that. So, the idea is pretty much this, and I don't want to give too much away, but the idea is basically this. Rick and Morty have gone off to look for goblin dogs because it's on Rick's bucket list, and he and Morty have gone to go get goblin dogs, and while there, they come across Star and Marco, who are there to get more goblin dogs, because this is after that episode, so obviously this is someplace in Season 2. So, however, Rick's a little leery about talking to Star and Marco, because he knows that there's a connected past between himself and Star. Reason being is because there is actually, much like there is a Council of Ricks, there is a sisterhood of Stars from across the timelines, and they went to war once. So yeah, it starts out minute enough, but eventually it's going to escalate into a giant-scale war, into another giant-scale war between the Council of Ricks and the Sisterhood of Stars, and Rick, Morty, Star, and Marco are in the middle of it, trying to figure out who done it. You know, who caused this big war? You know, who's trying to cause this big war that could rip apart the entire multiverse in its wake, basically. That's the whole thing right there. Is that these are, you know, it's basically this big multiverse adventure with a lot of... If you know Rick and Morty and Star vs. the Forces of Evil, then you probably know that this is going to be awesome and hilarious. Now, the prologue is already up, and I'll leave a link below for you guys to go check it out and review it and whatnot. But yeah, this prologue is hysterical. Like, I can already tell you, Alex knows how to write all these characters, because I was laughing hysterically at some of the dialogue between Rick and Morty. And I will be honest that the prologue is very Rick and Morty-centric, and you don't really see Star and Marco till the end, but it's a prologue for the most part. So, yeah, that's supposed to be the whole thing, is that it's supposed to set up the whole story in the universe. So, yeah, it's just Rick and Morty going to get goblin dogs, because Rick really wants a goblin dog, and, yeah, they run into Star and Marco by accident, and hilarity ensues from there. And chaos ensues. So yeah, once again, like I said, I'll leave a link below for you guys to go check out that story, and, you know, go subscribe to Alexander Anayas' channel if you haven't already. And yeah, this is gonna be a lot of fun to see it continued. Now, for the other story that's soon to be out by my good friend Jason Voorhees 2011 on his fanfiction channel, well, fanfiction page, I should say. In that one is going to be called The Spectacular 8. And yeah, it's very inspired by the Magnificent Seven. And like the Magnificent Seven, it's kind of like a superpowered version of that. And it's actually kind of funny because he initially had it as a Kim Possible-centric fic, but we kind of talked about it a little more, and we kind of thought maybe we could focus on someone else. Like maybe instead of Kim can still be in the story, but let's have it focus on Star. So the story with this is that Ludo, after being beaten by Star in Wand to Wand, the wand tells him that it can find people that he can control, people that he can manipulate on Earth. There's villains out there that he can use. So he gathers together 7 other villains. They form their own 8-person team, beat the shit out of Star, but her and Glossaric managed to escape. But however, Ludo puts the town of Echo Creek on lockdown. He puts a giant magical barrier around Echo Creek, so that everyone, including Marco, is now trapped within Echo Creek and at the mercy of these 8 villains. And, yeah, they call themselves the Insidious 8. Anyway, so I don't want to give away who's on that lineup, and nor do I really want to give away who's on Star's team, but I'll continue on with the story, but I'll continue on with a bit more of the plot. So yeah, Star... Glossaric tells Star that there's a spell that in case of emergency, she can seek out more reinforcements. She can seek out others that can be counted as worthy to be, to fight alongside her and take back the town. Because, yeah, as strong as Star is, yeah, there is no way she can fight all 8 of them by herself. Monsters are one thing. They're mindless and stupid. But Ludo, Season 2 Ludo, as badass as he is, coupled with 7 other very terrible villains, yeah, it's not gonna go well. So, yeah, Star, the wand manages to direct Star to 7 other heroes, not just in America, but in a few places around the world. And if you can probably guess what I mean by that, yeah, you probably know a certain, insect-type hero in Paris is going to make her appearance in here. So, yeah. Again, I don't want to give away who's going to be in the respective lineups, but it's going to be a lot of fun to kind of play this out. And yeah, I just kind of co-plotted. I don't know if I'll write anything in here. I might, depending on, if Jason needs help with that, so I might end up co-writing something along the way, but I don't. But right now I'm just co-plotting. Same with Alexander's Star versus and Rick and Morty crossover. So that's really kind of the whole thing there. But yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to follow a lot of an Avengers-type story mixed with, again, the Magnificent Seven, and, yeah, both stories are going to be, respectively fun. Man, I just can't talk today, can I? I'm very much looking forward to, helping both these guys out on this on this stuff. And yeah, they're both excellent writers, and I just help along with the ideas. The credit should go to that, to Alex and Jason. Really, they deserve more credit than I do. I'm just giving out suggestions and random ass ideas in the story. So really, there's really not much else I can say in there. Also, if you are a fan of both Rick and Morty and Star vs. the Forces of Evil, you can probably guess who's behind the whole mess. If you're a fan of both, I don't want to say who, but if you're a fan of both respective shows, then you probably can guess the villains behind who are going to be behind this. There's no second guessing who it is. Anyway, so really, that's all I had to say. Once again, I've left a link below for the Startastic the Ricktastic Star Venture, and yeah, the prologue's up as of this recording. And yeah, once the other story is up, I will probably do another video talking about it and from there I'll also leave a link there when the time comes. So yeah, that's really all I had to say about it. Once again, please, if you haven't already, please go and subscribe to Alexander Anayas and Jason Voorhees 2011. Both really awesome guys. They have some great content for both their respective channels. And yeah, just go support their fanfictions, as always. Anyway, once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.